When the ancient Israelites first stood on the border of Canaan, peering down from the dry heights of the wilderness of Paran, they faced a sight that shattered their worldview. According to the Book of Numbers, the scouts sent ahead returned with a terrifying report. The people living in the fortified cities were of immense physical stature, identified as the descendants of Anakim, before whom the Israelites felt like grasshoppers. For centuries, popular culture and modern readers have reduced this to a simple monster story. But if we strip away generations of folklore and look closely at the text, the reality is far more compelling. This wasn't a tale of fantasy. It was the profound psychological shock of a formerly enslaved, nomadic population confronting the sheer pinnacle of Bronze Age urban military power. To understand what the text is actually describing, we have to look at how the Hebrew authors mapped out these territories in Deuteronomy chapters 2 and 3. Moses provides a detailed ethnographic breakdown, showing that the land was previously inhabited by groups known by different names depending on who you asked. The Moabites called the tall indigenous inhabitants the Emim, meaning the terrors, while the Ammonites referred to a similar group as the Zamzummim. In the southern hill country, the Anakim held their ground. These weren't mystical entities dropped from the cosmos. They were distinct regional clans of formidable stature. Anchoring this entire network was King Og of Bashan, described as the last remnant of the Rephaim, whose colossal iron bedstead was famously preserved in Rabbah as a striking historical relic of his reign. Ancient world viewed these figures. Historians look outside the Bible to the cuneiform tablets discovered at ancient Ugarit in modern-day Syria. Dating back to the 14th century BCE, these texts contain frequent references to the Rephaim, the exact archaeological cognate to the biblical Rephaim. In Ugaritic literature, the Rephaim were not mindless monsters, but legendary warrior kings, deified royal ancestors, and an elite chariot gentry. Titles like Rephaim and Anakim denoted an elite ruling class, men whose access to advanced metallurgy, specialized weapons, and intense military training made them legendary across multiple bordering cultures. Physical stature, however, was only part of the equation. In the ancient world, monumental architecture was systematically weaponized as psychological warfare. When Bronze Age societies constructed their cities, they built massive, multi-ton megalithic structures using unworked limestone blocks. This masonry was so colossal that later Iron Age inhabitants walking among the ruins called them Cyclopean walls, genuinely believing they were built by giants. When the Israelites looked up at Canaanite cities surrounded by soaring ramparts and gated fortresses, the intimidation was absolute. Ultimately, the accounts of the Giants of Canaan preserve a pivotal turning point in history: the collision between displaced, emerging cultures and the dying, hyper-fortified empires of the Bronze Age. By looking past modern sensationalism and examining the Hebrew texts alongside Ugaritic tablets and archaeology, we find a story grounded in real human history and resilience. Ultimately, the history of Babylon challenges us to look beyond ancient propaganda and understand the true weight of imperial dominance and exile. By merging biblical records with Mesopotamian archaeology, we uncover a vivid world of real political drama. Thank you for watching Scripture Chronicles. Make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into ancient history.